If you'd like to make this following Santa runner, continue watching this video. In this tutorial, I'll guide you through the stitch out process of the baby reindeer panel, showcasing every step from hooping the stabilizer to embroidering the intricate details. Afterward, I'll demonstrate how to sew together the finished panels to create the charming following Santa runner. Stay tuned as we combine creativity with practical sewing techniques. Let's start by bringing our adorable reindeer panel to life. Start by placing batting 1 on top of the hoop, then stitch the batting down. After stitching, remove the hoop from your machine and trim the batting about 1 to 2 mm from the stitching. Next, stitch the place and line for the upper background. Place fabric A right side up on the hoop, covering the place and line, and stitch it down. Now remove the hoop from your machine and trim the fabric about 1 to 2 mm from the stitching, leaving the excess fabric in the seams. Use the bottom horizontal edge of fabric A as a place and line. Place fabric B wrong side up on top of the hoop, crossing the place and line by 1/4 inch, with the excess fabric towards the top of the hoop. Stitch down fabric B, then fold it over. Hold it taut and stitch it down again. Now embroider the snowflakes and then the stars. For the moon, repeat the applique process using fabric C. And then embroider the satin stitch around the moon. Next, embroider the antlers and the far 2 legs. For the reindeer, repeat the applique process using fabric D. And then embroider the edge of the tail, belly and muzzle. Continue by embroidering the tail, legs and decorative stitch around the reindeer's body. Now embroider the collar, ears and decorative satin stitch around the head. Then embroider the bow, inner ears and cheeks. Proceed with embroidering the eyes, mouth, nose and hooves. For the presents, embroider the left present first. followed by the left present ribbon. Then embroider the right present and the right present ribbon. Finally, remove the panel from the hoop and trim the seams to about 1/2 inch. Hold it aside until all your blocks and panels are made. Your baby reindeer panel is now complete. Well done folks on completing all the panels. Now I'd love to show you how to join your panels using your regular sewing machine. First, lay out your runner in order, making sure the long sides of the panels are together. Next, take the first 2 panels and place them right sides together. Then pin along the right seam, matching the corners precisely. Now stitch the side seam on your sewing machine, just inside the outer borderline that is already stitched on the blocks, so the stitching won't be seen on the right side later. Now continue joining the other panels in the same fashion. Once all the panels are joined, open the seams and iron them flat. Finally, trim around the perimeter of the runner to ensure all sides are even. In this next section of the tutorial, I'll guide you through the process of adding borders to your runner. If you'd like to add borders, the first step is to decide how wide you want them. We chose 8 cm, 3 inches wide for ours. Start by measuring one side of the quilt through the middle. This will give you a more average measurement and help keep your quilt symmetrical. Use this measurement to cut your fabric length. Next, cut 2 strips of border fabric, fabric F, to the length you just measured, and then cut 2 matching pieces of batting 2. Secure the batting to the border fabric by lightly spraying temporary adhesive on the batting and laying your fabric right side up on it. Now take the border fabric with the attached batting and place it on top of the runner, right sides together. Pin or quilt clip them together. Then, stitch with a 1/2 inch seam. By pitting and stitching on the wrong side of the runner, you can ensure you're stitching inside the border line on the front, so the stitching line won't show. Trim back the batting from the seam allowance to reduce any seam bulk. Fold over and press the side border down neatly. You can also edge stitch the border for a neat, flat finish if you like. Repeat these steps for the opposite border. After finishing the side borders, repeat the process for the top and bottom borders. Measure through the middle of the runner again, this time including the new border width in your measurement. Finally, trim around the perimeter of the runner to ensure all sides are even. Finally, I'd like to demonstrate how to add the backing fabric and put the final touches to complete this brilliant project. Let's finish strong. First, take fabric H, your backing fabric, and place it on your table with the right side facing up. Then lay your sewn runner on top of fabric H, right sides together. Carefully pin the two layers together, making sure to leave an opening of about 6 inches, 15 centimeters for turning it right side out later. Next, stitch around the edges with a 1/2 inch, 12.5mm seam allowance, remembering to leave the opening unstitched. After stitching, trim the seams to a 1/4 inch, 6mm, except at the opening, where you should leave them at a 1/2 inch, 12.5mm. This will make it easier to hand stitch the opening closed later. Don't forget to clip the corners. This helps you achieve more pointed corners when you turn the runner right side out. Now, turn the runner right side out through the opening. Use a tool like that pink thing or a chopstick to help push out the corners neatly. Hand stitch or use fabric glue to close the opening. Once it's turned, give the runner a good press to smooth out any wrinkles. To keep the central blocks flat and secure, stitch in the ditch along the main seams. This technique involves stitching along the seam lines so the stitches are nearly invisible on the front of the runner. Make sure your bobbin thread matches the backing fabric and use an invisible thread or a matching colour on top. Stitching in the ditch is an excellent way to secure your runner without detracting from the design on the front. The stitches will only be visible on the back side, maintaining the runner's clean and professional finish. And that's it, folks. Your runner is now complete. Enjoy your beautiful creation and the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. If you'd like to purchase this K.I.S.S sewing design, head over to swpea.com. Before you do, visit our July K.I.S.S Facebook group to find a 30% discount code that can be used at checkout. There, you'll also discover an amazing community of people who are also creating this wonderful Following Santa runner. Check out all the links I've just mentioned below.